Hello everyone, good evening on this beautiful evening, Thursday evening. My name is Sean. Today our topic for Property Zone Live is how to buy unlimited properties with debt consolidation. Let's start. Welcome back everyone. Today we are very honored to have a speaker, Ethan from SmartChoice Solution. Maybe just a brief introduction about Ethan. Ethan basically was a banker before. He has been in the line of advisory, especially on debt consolidation for the past 8 years. Welcome Ethan.
Thank you, Sean, for inviting me to come over to to give a sharing on this topic today.
Okay, thank you for being here. Debt consolidation, it may be a word that is not so familiar with many, but for those who are more exposed or more experienced, especially in terms of financing, investing, you probably have heard the word debt consolidation. But one thing is a bit strange about Malaysian market now is that first, when people want to buy a house, they find getting a loan, especially at the loan margin that one, is not so easy.
Yes, correct.
But at the same time, I think if you are sharing the same experience with me, you can type 1 here. Hard to get one housing loan at one side, but on the other end, I receive not less than 2 to 3 calls every week from the bank saying want to give me personal loan and all this thing. So I'm a bit confused, like whether banks not lending out the money or the bank is eagerly lending out the money. But put the things aside. Debt consolidation. What is debt consolidation?
Okay, so debt consolidation is basically to consolidate all your high interest loans, as in credit cards, personal loans, to consolidate in one loan and put into a housing loan. So what it means is actually it's another kind of refinancing, to refinance your current property. If let's say you have bought a property 5 years ago, I am sure currently now the value has been appreciated. So if you make use of the value appreciation of that value to cover whatever loans or whatever credit cards you or personal loans you have in there.
So normally in this case, how much the property should have appreciated for you to do this kind of thing?
In order to maximize the value or to maximize the cost of refinancing, I would say minimum you should look into debt consolidation if you want to cover at least 50,000 ringgit.
50,000. That means the property have appreciated more than 50,000.
Yes, at least 50,000 for credit card debts and personal loan to cover the debts there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the fees incurred?
The fees incurred is a normal refinancing fees, where it will include costs of loan agreement, stamping, the legal fees, stamping, and also valuation fees. Okay. So actually for debt consolidation, for normal refinancing, when customer refinance, they get cash upfront. Yes. That is what we call cash out, where they get cash upfront. But for debt consolidation, the customer does not get the cash upfront. The bank will actually settle their credit cards and personal loan or car loan. They will disperse the money right into their account, their credit card account.
So in this case, if I refinance to Maybank, my personal loan, my credit card doesn't have to be Maybank. It can be any other bank. All right.
Yes.
So, but the money come out, it will settle the outstanding loan first.
Yes,
personal loan,
when the
credit
money
card.
come out, they will settle the outstanding in your credit card or personal loan. Okay. Then if let's say if your income still is sufficient to get cash out, then you might get cash out.
So in this case, that means that by doing the refinance would be easier, because if I have current personal loan,
Yes.
credit card loan,
Yes.
so the bank would be easier because they'll know that whenever the money come out is to settle my current commitment
Yes, correct.
with the high interest as well.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so using refinancing, but how about top up with existing bank? Is it better because it may save a little bit cost of?
Top up for that, because debt consolidation, the income calculation is actually different from a refinancing, because refinancing, the calculation that they do is 10 years repayment DSR for 10 years.
All right.
But for debt consolidation, once the customer mentioned that, okay, this kind of cards that he wants to consolidate, to wants to pay up, then that will be calculated as in for up to 35 years. 30
Depending
years to,
on the applicant's
depending
age.
on the age.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So for that, the calculation on debt consolidation is much more lenient compared to normal refinancing cash out.
So let me just recap. If I'm doing a normal refinancing,
Yes.
let's say my house I bought 500,000, now it's appreciated 1 million.
Yes.
If I want to do refinancing, of course, to extract out 300,000-400,000
Yes.
is very attractive.
Yes.
If I have something to use with the cash.
Yes.
But that will only take into loan tenure of 10 years.
Yes, correct.
So I have to make sure my income is enough to serve the DSR calculation.
Yes, correct.
But with this debt consolidation, no, they will straight away count 30 years, because knowing the fact that it is to cover
Correct.
whatever outstanding, whether it's a credit card, personal loan, so on and so forth. Is it correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
How about people without house? Do
People
you think it's
without
still
house-
worthwhile to explore the option of debt consolidation?
No. This only applies to people that already has a property that he has been serving the loan for at least 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me an example how much they can save? The one that's just-
Okay. For example, let's say a person that has a credit card outstanding of 100,000.
Let's say 100,000,
Okay.
right?
The minimum payment that he has to pay is 5%,
Which is 5,000,
which is 5,000 ringgit.
right?
So if he do a consolidation on the credit cards, right? We will put it into, let's say, from 5,000, it becomes 500 ringgit monthly, because an amount of 100,000 ringgit, if you convert it into a housing loan for 35 years, it is about 500 ringgit per
So
month.
we are talking a monthly commitment reduced by 90%.
Yes.
Okay.
And also why debt consolidation is so good is because credit cards you are paying 18% per annum,
Okay.
whereas a housing loan you are only paying 4.3% per annum.
So there's a huge gap.
Yes, you save on interest and you
Extend out the loan
extend the
tenure.
tenure. Yeah.
Okay.
So for them, the burden that they have to shoulder has been lessened by quite a lot.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other hot topic. I think since couple years ago, Malaysia government has introduced a loan to value, which is the LTV 70%.
Yes.
Anybody who has more than two mortgage or above, your next purchase for a residential property, your maximum loan amount is 70%.
Yes.
Right. So a lot of people try to find a better way to continue to invest with the margin they want.
Yes, correct.
Because one of the way is joint venture with other people they trust, family, friends. Second one, investment holding company.
Yes.
Right. So investment holding company per se, it probably is not for beginners.
Yeah.
Investment holding company is something new. I think with changes of Sendirian Berhad, because last time Sendirian Berhad requires 2 directors.
2 directors.
Now you can just form a Sendirian Berhad with 1 director only.
Yes. Correct.
Right? So investment holding company.
Mm.
Can you tell us more about investment holding company?
Okay. Investment holding company is actually a corporation which actually holds asset. Investment holding. It holds asset. In our case here, is
Property.
a company, a corporation holding a property asset
Okay.
in here. Yeah. So and also for an investment holding company, why people are looking into that is because a Sendirian Berhad is treated as a separate entity. It's like another. It's like treated like two person. Like us, we have individual names to get a loan, and investment holding company also they can get a loan by themselves, meaning the house the loan will not be appearing in the personal name secrets, but it will appear in the Sendirian Berhad.
So if correct me if I'm wrong. So give you a scenario example. So let's say I have currently two mortgage, the residential mortgage. The next one, if I want to buy another one, the maximum loan is 70%.
70%, yes,
Okay,
correct.
so in order to get better margin, so one of the way to do is I can actually transfer one or both the property into investment holding company.
Yes, correct.
So the secrets will appear on the company level. So personal secrets will become clean.
Yes,
So I can use my personal name to buy a house,
a house at 90%.
and if my income can meet the criteria, will be 90%.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It requires a lot of homework and time to do it because, like you say, currently, let's say you have two properties, you want to refinance it into a IHC, investment holding company. That will take at least 3 months' time for the whole transfer to be completed. Okay.
Is it the bank side or
The bank-
on the legal side or?
The legal side, the title transfer, because when you get a refinancing, it will also take 3 months to complete
Okay.
the whole transaction. So in this case, it will be the same as well. It will have the bank, the new bank will actually take about 2 months to get the transaction to be completed by the lawyers to do the first disbursement to the old bank.
Yeah, to
Then
settle the outstanding loan. Yeah.
Yes, to settle the outstanding loan, to redeem the title over. The title over will be sent to the land office to change the name from, because the charger will be the bank A. Now they want to change the charger to bank B. So that will take some time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the fees incurred to set up a investment holder? I think many people are
Yeah.
considering the cost benefit analysis.
Yes.
Yeah.
To set up a investment holding a Sendirian Berhad, it will cost about, the setup fees will be about 3,000 ringgit.
About 3,000 ringgit.
Per
Okay.
setup, and there are recurring fees for the secretarial fees to do. It will be about 1,200 to 1,500 per year to keep the company active.
How about audit? Is it part of the secretary?
Audit is not in there. So audit, they will see how large is the size and what are the assets that they are holding. So for auditing and auditing, it will have another separate charges.
So roughly how much would it be? One time setup fee is 3,000.
It's about 3,000.
So recurring income on yearly another
1,500.
1,500 for secretary fees.
Secretarial fees and audit, maybe I'm not too sure, maybe I add another 1,000 ringgit.
So this is the cost we have to be careful.
Yes,
Correct.
these are the costs that if you want to set up an investment holding company, that you have to take note of.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And another thing, from what I heard, is that if I want to transfer my property from personal name to the investment holding company, I have to make sure one thing also. My property have appreciated quite a fair bit.
Yes.
Because under company name, our maximum loan amount is only 60%. So if I refinance at the cap of 60%, if that amount is not enough,
that is actually something that we can look into, is because if you use a company to buy a residential property,
yes,
either from project or sub-sale, it will be capped at 60%.
yes.
But if you refinance a residential property to a company, you can go up to 80%.
So correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm holding, let's say, condos in Bukit Jalil, let's say, condo in Bukit Jalil, I bought it 600,000. Now let's say is 700,000.
700,000, okay.
Okay, 700,000. Let's say my outstanding loan amount is 500,000.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought it at 600. Now appreciated 700,000. Outstanding loan amount is 500,000.
500,000.
So
So,
I can transfer this property to this IHC with the refinance margin up to
80% of loan value on
Market value.
market value.
how does it
So
work?
80% of 700,000, which is
560,000.
560,000, which your outstanding is about 500,000, right? So it goes, yes, it can be
Why
refinanced
is it
over.
different from what we heard? Company name buying residential is 60%? Because
That is
it's
for
a refinance.
sub-sale. That is for sub-sale.
Yes.
This is a refinancing case, so it is a different
Ah.
way.
So it's considered refinancing.
Yeah, refinancing. Yes.
Okay. So, other than setting up the company, the one times 3,000, and then also the recurring, that's to keep the company afloat and valid and in operation.
Yes, correct.
But the move of transferring the property from personal name to investment holding company,
Yes.
that also incur
Yes,
costs.
costs again,
Yes.
legal fees, stamping, and valuation.
Oh, so good if you are a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for investment holding, these are the costs that you have to take note, because
Okay.
it really is not for everyone to venture it into. And then sometimes some banks, like we take back the example of your Bukit Jalil house,
Uh-huh.
of 500,000 outstanding. Okay, let's say it is 300,000 outstanding.
Okay.
The value is 700,000. 80% is 560,000. So some banks will only finance the outstanding value only, where you are not allowed to have cash out. Yes, some banks allowed to have cash out. So it depends on which banks has their own
Criteria.
procedure and
Procedure,
criteria.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go on, I just want to let you know this week we are actually giving out prize as well, as usual. This week we are giving out Sony headset with the mic. Okay, the person who shared the post most will announce the winner in due time. So now we go for a break. Okay, welcome back everyone after the short break. So we're still on this topic about investment holding company. In short, we call IHC. So just now we mentioned about the setup cost, the running cost, and also the transfer cost by doing each and every of your property.
Yes,
if you
correct.
decide to do so. But I heard there is a saving. That means that if the property is under my name solely, and I move to IHC under my name solely,
Yes.
so I only pay for the legal fees, right? There is no MOT incur, right?
No, it will be considered a third-party charge, meaning the property is still under your name,
Yes.
but now the property is under the company's name, which you will also be the guarantor.
I will also be the guarantor. Yeah.
And if let's say whoever in the company of the IHC, let's say it's either 2% or 3%. Okay, if let's say in this case there are 3%, all three has to be the guarantor of the loan.
But do they have to pay MOT?
No need.
No need.
No need.
So if A to 3 directors, my personal name, now goes to the company of IHC, let's say with 3% name,
Yes.
it still doesn't incur the MOT fee.
No
It's still
MOT.
consider third party charge.
Yes.
So only one person property name, and the loan is undertaken by the IHC company
Yes.
with 3 directors stand in as a guarantor.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I think we have mentioned about the cost. I hope we didn't scare the audience away with the cost if you are interested in doing, because There's people still doing it. There must
Yes,
be
yes.
a benefit
Yes.
in doing so.
Yeah.
Share what's the benefit.
Okay, there are one or two benefits of doing it. The one of the best benefit is that you can make use of clearing up. You can get more leverage on bank loans.
So the first one is clear up your personal secrets.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can get more leverage on your bank loan. The second one is actually on risk management.
How is it so? Risk
Okay.
management.
IHC is considered okay for bank. If you get a property under your individual name,
Correct.
sometimes you need to have a relationship, a family relationship with another person, which either is a spouse or brothers or parents,
Okay.
in order for the bank to lend the money to that person.
So in this case, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend sure cannot.
Cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, cousins sometimes also can, sometimes cannot.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's say currently we both of us are friends and
Correct.
we are our funds are limited, but we are looking at a very nice property where we are sure that we are positive that it can generate income for us. So when we put the booking, you and me put a booking in there and we go and apply a loan, and both of us are only business partners or friends, banks tend to slash margin. They don't want to give so much.
They want to reduce their risk
They want
exposure.
to reduce the
Yeah.
exposure, their risk. And okay, and for IHC is different. Both of us can be business partner, and they can actually lend that to an IHC.
Because the bank will look at it, both of us, instead of on the individual basis, they will look at us under the umbrella of the holding company.
Yes.
All right.
Because
Okay.
if let's say both of us we are considered a joint name loan,
Okay.
whereas in there is different. And also the risk management, that is on the bank side. For our side here, if let's say both of us manage to get the loan, okay, Ethan and Sean
All right.
join name in a loan. If let's say one of us, or let's say me, I pass away, the procedure of transferring the house to another person's name, or maybe to dispose the house, it will be very tedious. It will take at least 1 year or 2 years to do the transfer and everything. Only to get the consent or the approval to transfer the whole 100% share to you, right? But if let's say this house is under an investment holding company, the house belongs to that company. Where if let's say the same case scenario, let's say I pass away, you just change the name in the directors. The house is still owned by the company.
The company.
You just change the directors.
So this is
the
actually very much about estate planning already.
Yes, that is a lot of in estate planning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So in there, the sole director has the power to say that, okay, if I want to dispose this property, I can dispose it right away. Or if let's say it's generating income, then we'll just leave it lah. So the decision making is much more flexible.
So of course, don't say you or me lah.
Okay.
Say A and B. Okay.
Okay,
B
A and
pass
B.
away.
Yeah.
B pass away under the investment holding company structure, right? So what they have is, let's say, 50% of the share.
Yes.
50% of the share. So when it passes on, so there are two options: is A, take over the remaining 50%, or you can have another party come over and buy.
Yes.
So the option is easier, and the process will not be as lengthy,
Yes.
as more complicated as doing, especially if the person die without will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
That would be a hair walk, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been through that, and I'm sure nobody wants to go through that. Okay.
Yes,
It's like
correct.
a treasure hunting. Okay. So we have talked about debt consolidation at the beginning. We have investment holding. So just enlighten more about the end. It's like, how does investment holding company help you or all of us to consolidate debts?
Okay, so in here, if we recall back 6 years ago, there is a lot of development or developers launching Soho or Sofo that kind of property,
Yeah.
which is that time you can get about.
To me, there's a product to circumvent the LTV 70%. That's
Yes, yes, correct. So from there, either you can use IC to buy. From there, it is actually a commercial property where you can transfer that into this
Investment holding
company at a higher rate of up to 85%
margin.
margin. Houses about 80. Residential is about 80, but
So
that is up to 85.
if I have bought a SOVO or SOFO, it's pure commercial title.
Yes,
So transferring to ISC, I'm looking at possible loan margin of 85%.
85%.
Hopefully the property appreciated over the years.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So from there we can get, from there you transfer over from your name to the IHC, and then you clear from your secrets. Then from there you can actually plan to get a new property again, property hunting again.
Okay. Okay. Before I let you go, something just crossed my mind. Last time when I first come across the investment holding company is about, I think 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, investment holding company.
Yeah.
But at the time, there are some saying that in order for investment holding company to work well, you must hold at least 4 property. Does it still apply?
To work well, to hold at least 4 properties.
So that there are a lot of expenses, tax deductible. In order to
yes.
fulfill the criteria, you must have 4 properties under the investment holding company.
It
Does
doesn't really.
Nowadays, no more.
Not really,
Okay.
because if it depends, still depends on the individual or the director's capability of get 4 properties in. If let's say they only have 1 or 2, then it's 1 of 2 lor.
Okay.
On the tax part, I am not too sure about that, but maybe 4 properties is the most cost effective.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure on that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay,
Yeah.
we leave that be. So we are coming to the end of the session. Thank you again, Ethan, for
Thank you
sharing
very
your
much.
insight.
Thank you.
With debt consolidation, investment holding company. Don't forget to share our session. The people who share the most will walk away with Sony headset with the mic. Okay, thank you very much. See you all again.